The following podcast contains real reviews and the ridiculous reactions of two would-be oracles of the internet. The opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Seriously.
Anyway, hello, welcome to Review Party. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
And do we have an episode for you this week? What's it about? What's the show about? What the hell's going on?
What
you
the
might
heck
ask.
in the name? Come on, explain it to me, please.
It's a podcast, so it's like people talking to you on the internet, and you download it, and it's on an RSS feed. But really, the genre of this podcast, internet culture, subculture. What subgenre? Comedy. But anyway, we read reviews from Amazon, Google, Yelp, Kmart.com, Kohl's. And then we're, usually the reviews are kind of funny. I was kind of looking at mine like, are any of these funny this week? But it doesn't matter. We're funny after the reviews.
Verified.
Yeah, verified. Check it out on YouTube. Eat your vegetables type stuff. And since I've foreshadowed my horribly unfunny reviews, why don't I grab one here?
Yeah, hit me with one of those bland ones, please.
Yeah, this one's just milquetoast at best. From Amazon, I have a review for Dare to Be Bald Moist. Oh, I get it now. Moisturizing scalp lotion, bald head care regimen, condition. It's a 2 and a B, like A1 steak sauce, but you're daring to be bald.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hilarious stuff. Condition, protect, treat, and scalp against flaking. Bald head moisturizer for men. Little 5 ounce Magoo here. Matt, titles their review.
Oh.
I get the polarizing comments on the smell. I get why the reviews are polarizing on the smell. Initially, almost like coconut. But then on the dry down, literally reminds me of the smell that comes from my dog's anal gland.
God.
That being said, I still give 4 stars because it does its stated purpose well and goes on easy. The bad side of the smell doesn't have much projection. It's subtle, but I occasionally catch the wind of it. Lol. 4 stars.
Man, yeah, what's the fluid dynamics of scent going off your head when you're bald versus when you have hair?
Right. That's so true. You don't got a fancy lotion, a nice cologne going on. Who knows what the sweat glands up there are doing without the protection of that mop?
Yeah, I feel like the mop can sort of diffuse whatever your stinky scalp has going on, and potentially just provide a bouquet of its own.
Right. The extra sort of if you're doing hygiene right, your hair is a sort of potpourri. Maybe it's masking some other lesser good scents coming off your body.
Yeah. That's the primary function of conditioner, I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah. It said something about moisturizing or something, volume. That should smell good. Cake it on. I make like a helmet out of my conditioner every day and just let it soak for a couple hours.
As you should.
Yeah, I got that kind of time.
I don't want to comment on like beauty standards or anything like that. I don't want to say that a bald person is at any disadvantage from a beauty or appearance standpoint. But yeah, if we're talking about scent and scent disguising abilities, I feel like that bald head is just at a natural disadvantage already. And now you're slathering on something that's going to smell like dog butt?
Dog anal gland. Since having a dog, I've learned about these things.
Ugh. Like the pucker? If they pucker their butthole, that's the little scent you get?
I don't know exactly what the gland is, where it is, I don't want to. I guess I don't want to know that, but I know one of the things a dog groomer does for you that's real clutch and cool. It's kind of, I'm thinking the whole reason you bring your dog there, once I learned that, is quote, express the anal gland.
Express.
Which I think involves shooting like a bunch of old poop water down the drain.
Okay, like, hey, you're a bit clogged up back here. We got dingleberries,
right.
we got butt crust. Let me take a power washer to this sucker, trim it up. Okay.
Yeah, and I think they, some old juice is in there. Some old juice falls out, and they put that in the Dare to Be moisturizing scalp. I guess there's moisture. It's sort of a fertilizer.
Yeah. Okay, so this I've heard of Got to Be Glued. This is the same like company of 2B.
Maybe
products.
Got to Sniff Glue.
Yeah. I think Got to Be Glued is like akin to the monkey snot gel, where you just like, let me crunch my hair up in some unnatural position.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it's got to be glued like that, man.
Oh, you know what? Now that you mention it, I think when I was a middle schooler with a mohawk, that's the type of middle schooler I was. I think I had a colored, it was like blue 2B dye. That shit just smelled like paint. Not in a terrible way, but just kind of,
Yeah. Then like somebody's striping on the ground.
Right. Something you might go back for a second whiff, but it's bad. You shouldn't. Like when you get out of the gas station, like this gas kind of smelling good. Oopsie.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah. So they got a whole hairline. This is just one of many.
Man, I don't know. Something tells me this is a con. I don't want to say this is a con, but something tells me this is a con. I know the skin on your face, it certainly demands. Maybe demands is even a strong term, but your face and your neck can benefit from very catered skincare product because they're more sensitive and thinner and different stuff's going on there. But your scalp, brother, if you're bald as the day you were born, I would just use whatever all-purpose body lotion you got. I think you're going to be A-okay.
Yeah, I agree. Just get yourself some good lotion.
Just fill a dog bowl with some lotion and dunk your dome in that. Spin it around.
Put it on the ground and up, do a headstand in it and sort of do a little breakdance move. But counterpoint, just for the sake of discussion, it would be nasty to be the bald guy with a flaky ass dome.
That's true. You don't want to see that.
I would be taking all precautions to have my dome looking so crispy.
That is scary. Yeah, when you see somebody who's got sunburn on their bald head and it's peeling off, you're like, oh, no.
That's the top of the banana peel, dude. You're gonna start this. You go take a wrong turn at the zoo, a monkey's gonna grab you and you're never gonna be the same again.
Yeah, man, gorilla snot.
Gorilla snot, exactly. Full circle. Do you have a review?
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump to this one. I got something. I had a stinky product review, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to jump over to Amazon, or stay on Amazon, but jump departments to office product, subset office and school supplies, subset paper, subset notebooks and writing pads, subset hardcover executive notebooks, for the rustic vintage leather spine-bound journal, 200 pages, 6 inches by 4 inches A6, brown, handmade, antique deckle-edges. Deckle, learned a word. Watercolor paper, book of shadows / spell, writing notebook, sketchbook for women and men by, and then it just ends with by.
Yeah, they're just catching another demographic with those last buzzwords there.
I mean, that's what the sucker looks like.
And I was
on its way now.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I do respect the inclusion of the word deckle because I don't think that's a big algorithm word.
No, I wouldn't think so.
This is faux Harry Potter. I do see the vision.
Yeah. So this is by Leather Village, and John's going to tell us all about it. John titles his review, I wish Bibles were made this good.
Oh, okay.
John writes, no one makes books that look like books anymore.
Okay.
Everything has to be perfectly straight, flat, white, thin, and lined. Leather Village takes you to the past. Leather Village breaks the rules. Leather Village isn't a big fan of throwaway notebooks. Leather Village makes historical records, autobiographies, novels, lifelong heritage through every one of its oh-so-good-smelling pages. All caps, don't buy Leather Village if you aren't serious about dedicating time to write/draw/paint/design/change the world, or you're wasting time and money. If you don't want Leather Village, go ahead and buy one of those overpriced, terrible, rule-abiding, ugly faux leather journals that have a mere 100 or so pages in them. Trust me, Leather Village leather is so fresh, it's still breathing. Only downside, don't use pencils. The eraser kills the paper quality. The journal is too good for your number 2 graphite pencil from the bowels of hell, slave labor, to defile it. 5 stars. Sincerely, a very satisfied customer. 5 stars.
Some part of me appreciates the energy and the passion about these products.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure this is how I sound to some people when I talk about like cars from the 90s or something. Okay. But like the printing press was invented. I looked it up real quick. 1440. Books. Thanks, Gutenberg. Books have been chilling for a while, man. You're nostalgic for like a time you didn't experience. That's scary to me.
Yeah. There's those people who are nostalgic for the 90s and early aughts right now. I was just reading about this, how like there are AI videos of people quote unquote chilling in the 90s and 2000s, and they say things like, all I did was hang around a campfire. There were no worries. And like legitimate youths are like, man, such a vibe. But John here is like, man, those monks back in the day with their deckle-edged books. Chill AF.
Yeah.
And I don't like, you're calling out quote unquote rule-abiding books or notebooks. Sometimes I am looking for that college-ruled notebook. Because, brother, I can't write in a straight line to save my life.
No. Absolutely not. I don't have chicken scratch. I don't know. Chicken scratch is always, to me, makes me think of small and sort of a sharp handwriting. Mine is like Michelin Tire Man handwriting, just big and loopy, wide, sloppy,
but fun.
Sure, plenty of fun, but I need that containment if I'm gonna, get to some real note taking work.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say my favorite notebook I ever had was in Japan. It was like not just a horizontal grid, but it also had the vertical grid lines,
full on like graph paper almost.
Yes, yeah. And that was so nice to write both too, because I could stay in the lines if I was doing some long form, or I could just say screw it and scribble outside, just go crazy and sloppy, and to have 3 words take up the whole page. I felt it was so versatile, and it was a nice notebook with a little strap to keep it closed, and the edges weren't beveled, but it stayed just fine. I kept, I still have that notebook filled with like the stuff I wrote in. I'm pretty sure.
See, that's the thing. John's going to be stuck with this 2.5-inch book once he's done with it.
It's like 20 pounds.
It is a beast. Like, he's criticizing those faux leather journals. I have a few that aren't faux leather, and you can get refills for your pages.
Oh.
Like, yeah, that turns out modern technology lets you like refill your pages. You can buy a new ream and pop it in there.
With a file cabinet, you could have much more permanent and sort of museum-like archival.
That would be cool. I guess, again, John just wants to live like a monk and have a whole library full of his experiences seeing dogs and enjoying coffee on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, the the ease of access to performativity that these giant-ass obnoxious notebooks will apply to both his outside life and then his home, so it's very appealing.
Yeah. Now, if this were a prop in some way, literally performative, that would make sense. I saw a production of The Tempest last night. Community theater, but hey, good stuff. My girlfriend was in it. She's phenomenal. Ariel, the star of the stage.
Absolutely.
But when Prosper...
She caused the storms.
She did. She was jumping all around. It was great. Feel my chest getting hot just thinking of it. But at one point, Prospero comes out and it looks like he's just got like a hunk of, like it's a styrofoam book it's been painted brown and some little gems have been glued to the cover. And I was like, I know what he could use. He could use the rustic vintage leather spine-bound spell book and actually open it. It would look pretty good.
So you're saying forget the prop department, just get yourself an Amazon gift card.
Yeah. Who needs to go to a thrift store or something like that? Or store props from 20 years ago because you might use this thing again. Just Amazon it. I'm kidding. Don't do that if you can help it.
Everyone's allowed one performative notebook. So just because it has a variety of theatrical applications.
You never know.
Yeah, but when you're filling a bookshelf full of them, that's so like, I don't know, my thoughts ain't worth that much, man. When I die, you should throw them shits in the fire. You should go down to the firing range and hit the pull, and then it goes in the air and you shoot my notebooks filled with my thoughts with a shotgun.
Confetti.
Yeah, that's a much more fitting. I would love that much more than, them just collecting dust in some old place.
Yeah, for what? For who?
For what? We're gonna take a little friggin' break here. We're gonna go, I don't know, write our thoughts into a big notebook and sit on the bus with a fucking wizard book and I don't know, draw a picture of an apple or something.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to... look out. He's back. It's a Reviewer Redux, and we're here with the real pervert himself, or the condemner of real perverts all over the world, Stick Doc. I teased this a few weeks ago, so I gotta make good on that promise.
Right. You can't leave him hanging.
I can't leave. I know I've teased some other things. I'll get to that stuff too. And you said apples before we broke, and I was like, oh, I could do some apple reviews, but whatever. We're Reviewer Reduxing Stick Doc. He reviews movies sometimes on Amazon. He is a weird guy most of the time on Amazon. It's Reviewer Redux. We're revisiting a reviewer that was notable for some reason. And Stick Doc is definitely one of them. When you call out real perverts and say, no offense, real perverts, but this is this is for you. We remember.
Yeah, that one does. There is a lot of like, ask me about a review or a segment we did like 3 weeks ago, and I'll be like, I don't know. That's on to the next. But that's one that's a real pervert. That is hot on my mind at all times now.
So I'm going to start with this review of Extremity, which I guess I assume is a movie. Yeah. I'm not getting a whole lot of information on it from Amazon here. It just tells me that it is a movie. A psychological journey based on the latest craze extreme haunts. Allison is an emotionally troubled young woman who believes that confronting her trauma might be a means of exorcising her demons. She signs up for a trip to Perdition, a haunt that promises absolute unadulterated terror. But the most frightening thing on display will prove to be Allison's own twisted psyche. Ooh. Okay. Anyway.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, I've never heard of that garbage. Stick Doc titles his review, A Very Sick and Gross Film, and writes, this movie is the sickest and most horrible horror movie I've ever seen. Don't waste your money on it. Believe me, it just isn't worth it. It has very sick stuff in it. I won't tell you my true feelings about this movie. I might get into trouble with the director of this film. Just take my word for it. Don't buy it. 1 star.
What kind of like cultural push and pull do you think your freaking Amazon reviews have, Stick Doc?
Hey, Stick, what you say about my movie? Stick Doc's just sitting on the porch, reading the newspaper. Hey, what the heck you say about my movie?
Freaking just some large men come out and put a sack over their head, freaking throw them in the back. Steven Spielberg with a Magnum, or whoever the director was.
Now, Stick Doc, I've got some words for you.
They don't tell us what the sick stuff is. They don't tell us what their real opinion is.
Yeah, it's just that it's sick and it's gross.
It's sick and it's gross. I want to know why. I want to know in what way. At least tell me it's gory or overly sexual or like has perverse like morals sort of and messaging,
taboo creepiness.
I mean, does someone like take a shit on somebody? Like, you know, like, is there full frontal? Is there a guy who has like a jellyfish for a head and it just made you feel kind of fucking funny and weird?
It's like a human centipede type stuff. Just give us a little grain and we'll follow the little breadcrumbs as
the human centipede. We'll follow little breadcrumbs because we're hungry.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, if Stick Doc knows the studios on the inside, because this next review for Twilight Zone, the movie, Stick Doc has another review titled "Movie is Defected." Defected. Beware. Stick Doc writes, I have bought 2 exact copies and both of them are damaged in the exact same way. Go figure. These are studio defects. The defects are not the disc at all. It happens in the studio. Word to the wise. Don't be a victim of defects. 1 star.
What? Okay, we're dealing with a truly unwell person.
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Yeah, there's like when there's like tinfoil hat theory going on, and like, oh, your DVD was scratched from Amazon, when that requires like a tinfoil like hat, like, you know, not even explaining it right, like leaving you to fit the studio, like just speaking in grandeurs like that.
It could be one of those, like, you bought the EU formatted version, and it's not going to play on your DVD player. Sorry, you just got screwed by the Amazon lottery.
Yeah, the producer did that in the studio.
I bought a bootleg DVD, and it didn't work.
I want to ask them, like, do you know what a studio is? What happens at the studio? Who works there? What are they doing that affected this?
Yeah, they're making the movie so you can see it, not so you can't. I think that's the whole point.
This one defected back to Europe. That's what it said on the DVD case.
Let's continue Stick Doc's movie review with a reality tour, which is apparently a filmed concert of David Bowie. Stick Doc titles his review, "Could have been a whole lot better." And writes, "I've been a Bowie fan since 1980. However, this concert is not some of his best material. No offense to all you Bowie fans out there, no hard feelings. First off, the camera work is very bad. They can't focus when they change camera positions. Second, you can't hardly hear the bass player at all. Shall I go on? Third, and most important, there are only 2 major hits of his throughout the whole song list, Fame and Change. I've heard all the other songs, but they are all album cuts. They've never been played on the radio. In my opinion, I think he should have played such hits as China Doll, Method of Love, etc. His list goes on and on. You know, stuff that you hear on the radio every day. Not this new wave stuff that he did back in 1982 on his first 4 albums. He didn't even play that real good song of his, what is it, Major Tong? You remember that one, don't you? That's the kind of music I like. Not this other. Last, his band. Other than the drummer, 2 guitarists, and 1 other, his band just looks like a serious freak show. Like I said earlier, I don't mean to talk about Bowie this way. The whole concert is very disappointing to me. You may feel different than me. If you like his stuff, go ahead and buy this concert. I was just expressing my feelings. 3 stars.
There's a lot to say about that. Like a ton. But I guess what I can't help but... I just hate people that like the things artists make as a result of them being artists and them being kind of weird and different, and then are like, oh, but you dress funny. Oh, the people you hang out with are freaky looking. It's like, yeah, they're artists.
You're a fan of David Bowie? You say you've been a fan of David Bowie since 1980, not just the 1980s, since 1980. And then you're like, but this isn't for me. No offense to other Bowie fans. Also, the way he dresses is strange and all his band. Like, what? Do you know who David Bowie is?
And can you imagine being like a day one fan? You're number 1, seeing a concert, and they're playing all the cuts, and you're like, "Where's the greatest hits?
Where are those radio tracks that everybody knows?"
I'm not a day one fan of Modest Mouse or anything. They freaking as old as I am, but like, if I went and they just played "Float On" 6 times, I'd be like, "This sucks. What is happening?"
Yeah, can I tell you how excited I was to go see Billy Joel and have him play Zanzibar?
You don't hear that on the radio.
You don't hear that. Nobody knows that song except the weird people like, I don't even know if, like, there are parts of that song that I like. And there are parts like, okay, I'm ready to skip to the next track. But seeing Billy be like, yeah, we don't play this one very often. It's called Zanzibar. I'm like, okay, do it, man. Do it.
That's such a once in a lifetime experience. It sounded like that was wonderful enough to share it on DVD, but the 1982 cameras weren't fucking in focus enough, I guess, for to see the freaky people.
Yeah, it's all contradictory garbage. Stick Talk. You're a confusing fella.
I want my artists weird. I want to see my artists. I want my artists wearing meat dresses on the red carpet, man. Not fucking looking normal. I don't want my artists looking like Weezer. Even Weezer's a little weird. A funny little guy with funny little glasses. That's enough for me.
It's a goofy gang.
Goofy gang. They're being themselves. That's all that matters. You know, David Bowie's being themselves is a little bit different than a lot of people's being themselves, and that's the cool part. That's why we're glued to the television, baby.
I have 2 other reviews, but one of them is for something that isn't a movie, so I'm gonna maybe save that for a future Redux and end us with this final Stick Talk review for a movie called Gut Shot Straight, which is a great title. I could look it up, but I'm just going to let Stick Doc do the talking. Stick Doc titles his review boring, very boring, and writes, one sentence, bad, very bad. Don't buy this DVD movie. I fell asleep watching this. You hardly ever see Steven Seagal at all in the movie. Cameos, only cameos. I bought this movie because I thought it was just another Steven Seagal cop movie. Wrong. 1 star.
We gotta. This is a great review to end on because it explains so much. It's one of those things where you learn about a character, you learn a trait they have, and it fills in all the blanks.
Yeah. This is like the flashback. We learn why he's so sick and twisted.
Because he's a fucking Steven Seagal fan.
I've watched some Steven Seagal schlock in the day. I understand the appeal of a half-second neck snap. But if there's a cameo, I'm just going to be like, okay, cool. There goes Steven Seagal picking up a paycheck.
Do you know about his current era, his late 90s, 2000s era?
His strange, I'm cool with, is it Russia or China or something, and I'm a...
It was lead up to that, but he was making all military cop movies. And he's just fat as hell. Can not move. All his action, he's static
he's
in
very
all his
rigid,
shots.
yeah.
And he just because if he moved, he would get red and fucking start breathing heavy and stuff. And he's always banging multiple Bond-esque banging multiple ladies who are far too young, cast way young. And it's just the dialogue is worse as ever. It's it's literally military guy porn, except not even done good. Bruce Willis isn't even in it. It's freaking Steven Seagal.
I mean, hey, that's what Stick Doc's here for.
Yeah. It's good for a great ironic watch, but it sounds like they want the real deal Seagal.
This movie's got Vinnie Jones in it.
Vincent Johnson himself.
I know people might not recognize Vinnie Jones by name, but you search Vinnie Jones, you're like, oh, that's a face I know. I want to see him beat somebody up.
I hope he got paid, man. Hope everyone working in the Seagal shit's getting paid. It's embarrassing. Vinnie Jones was in freaking... Oh, he was Juggernaut, man. In the bad X-Men
That's right, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for teaching us more about Stick Doc.
Mm-hmm. It was really my pleasure.
The plot thickens. This one. This is a little bit of sauce, a little bit of flavor. From Yelp, I have a review for the Gresham Cinema and Wunderland. Gresham is in Portland. Is a little arcade. They got nickel games, believe it or not.
Okay,
they got a go-kart track. They got a little cinema that plays kids' movies. Pretty cute little place. JRG titles their review 12/1/24. My nephew had a birthday on December 1st, 2024. Line break. He had a really good time. Line break. We were there for a few hours. I asked the girl at the counter. My nephew has a severe peanut allergy and to where he needs an epidermal pen. We asked if we could take a pumpkin pie that we made specifically for him, a very small pie. Girl at the counter said she'd go ask the manager. He said yes. We were so very grateful about it. My brother and I started to head outside to get the pie. Before we did, my brother said, let's check in and confirm with the manager for sure. He told us, of course. We said, thank you for accommodating my nephew. Line break. We bring the pie in, sing a happy birthday, and during then a worker, Jenny or whatever her name was, told us, came in and told us to stop and embarrassed us in front of everyone singing. She said we could not do that. I told her the manager said we could and we got permission already. The manager, who was some young guy, acted confused and said he didn't say a big cake. We said it was a small pie. He acted so scared and told us he did say we could bring it in. He told him about the worker and he did nothing to make it better. He acted like he had nothing to do with it. We felt so disrespected. Gave us the okay and basically changed his mind 1 star.
Oh, no, not the young, scared manager.
That's a big old pie.
As a big pumpkin pie.
Here's the deal. Generally, if it's like a birthday event, you got a whole gathering, a whole gaggle of the gang, a goofy gang coming down for the birthday. You might call ahead to make sure they can accommodate your numbers, maybe set up a space for you to put gifts and food and stuff. And at that point, you might say, BT Dubs, we got a bit of an allergy. We got a bit of a dramatic little child who will inflame if peanuts come anywhere near him. Now do we have the A-OK to go ahead and bring it just a little pumpkin pie? And can we get that in writing and make sure all staff knows?
Right. I think that's key. The calling ahead gives the management a chance to let the whole crew on that shift know, hey, party later, they're going to be bringing in some biz.
Because, yeah, Jennifer, or whatever her name is just doing the best of her ability to do her job, lay down the law, be a good floor manager, whatever. Like, people bringing in stuff off the streets. You can't do that in here. No.
Yeah, Jillian doesn't know, or whatever her name is.
Whatever her name is.
She's just trying to do her job. And it's unfortunate. She did it during the birthday song. It was not a lot of tact there in Janiqua or whatever her name is.
Think about it. If she lets you get through happy birthday and everyone's cheering and clapping and candles being blown out, and now everybody thinks, oh, this is something we can do. They got through it successfully. People are bringing in watermelons off the street. People are bringing in little kiddie pools full of Jell-O and pudding and stuff, having pudding fights. And she's like, no, I need to shut this down now so I don't encourage dissent and defection in here.
It would quickly devolve into anarchy in the Wonderland. And then, for you know it, people are smashing open the fucking claw machines. People are knocking over the race car games, and they're ripping the guns off the little shooter games and just blowing each other away.
She don't want that blood on her hands.
No, she wants peace in the Wonderland, calmness in the cinema. Yeah, so I think it's unfortunate for all parties it went down this way, for sure. And the manager could have been better. Janet or whatever her name is could have been better, and the JRG could have called ahead. Said, hey, we got a party coming in. We have some special accommodations. Is that okay? Just to get ahead of it. Get it in writing, like you had said, so to speak. Because, things in a retail environment, things are moving fast. A little too fast sometimes.
If you got something in black and white, though, you print out that paper, boom. It's right where people clock in. But hey, what's on the menu today? Oh, a family bringing in a pumpkin pie. Okay, so if we see that, don't freak out.
Yeah, and I also think when you have that reserved party room, you get a bit of a pass to be doing stuff like that. When you just go, and granted, McDonald's with a place, arcade place like this, they can take you. They can take your party of 12. For the impromptu party, but if you just walk in, you're just reality of the vibes is you don't have that pass as much as if you are like, hey, we're partying here, hey, we gave you the heads up,
give us a little privilege.
Right, you do get a little privilege when you get that reservation going, especially if you're saying, hey, this is a type of party where crazy peanut situations might happen, and we're trying to prevent that. Then everyone's all right. This is sort of a wacky party where wacky things are going to happen, like pumpkin pies. coming in off the street.
That's just such a... I guess it's probably leftover from Thanksgiving if the kid's birthday is December 1st. Like, shit, we ate the big old Costco pumpkin pie that is 14 inches in diameter, but we got this little one still. We can use it for Junior's birthday party. Why the heck not? He won't know any better. Go to Dairy Queen and get him like a sick ice cream cake or something. Come on.
That's true. Yeah, why are you making this? This kid must really like pumpkin pie. You're really making him have a lot of pumpkin pie.
Give him something nice.
That's all right. That's enough review party for this week. I do declare.
We worked through a lot. We've put ourselves through a lot.
That's true. None of them were funny. They were just all arduous.
Which is funny in its own way.
Yeah.
These people walk among you.
Yeah, man. I think that's the true bit of the show is.
I don't know. This is a jury of your peers.
Yeah,
they have revealed themselves to you.
These people vote in the election, folks. So do your part.
How many people do you think they're more likely to leave an Amazon review than vote? That's probably a horrifying ratio that I don't want to be exposed to, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. What, like 50% of Americans vote?
That's not enough. Not enough.
Not enough. I'd like to think less people leave Amazon reviews. We can only hope.
Such a hassle.
What if you find a funny one?
Yeah.
Send it to us. We'd love to make some ha-has over it. Send it to reviewparty.com@gmail.com. We'd love to throw you credit. Also, thank you for listening to make it to the end of the episode. You're a real one. We appreciate it.
If you want to reach out to us in some other way, shape, and form, you can totally do that, pal, friend, accomplice, whatever you want to be to us. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at reviewparty.com. You can find us on Twitter/X at reviewpartypod. We also have some of our content on YouTube. We sometimes provide reviews of our own on Letterboxd. And we've got a website. Whoa. Yeah, we do. It's reviewparty.com, where you can just find new listening platforms. If you're like, man, I am going to protest Spotify for a month because they upped their premium fee again. Or like, man, Apple's whole everything is sucky. So I'm going to be a big old middle finger to them for a month and a half. I don't know. Check out like Pod, Knife, Pocket Casts. I could go to our website right now and list off a bunch of them, but I'm sure maybe 1/3 is probably dead and buried in the ground. But that's okay. That totem pole is there. It's a shrine for all the podcast catchers out there forever. Just go click around on the website. You're going to find the blog, too. You're going to find the shop. You can find goodies and secrets and a whole lot of blue. And you might find some friends of ours there, too.
Friends like Nosebleeds. You heard their song, Bread for Breakfast, throughout the episode. It's a little jamboree, isn't it? A little hoedown. If you feel like dancing, you can put their music on, find it on Spotify, or wherever else you find music. Nosebleeds, one word. I got a review here. This off again. I don't think this one's very funny. I just thought it had its cute little silly quality. From Amazon, Doug, the complete Nickelodeon series DVD. Yeah. This review is by Kid@Heart. They title it 90s Kid. They write, my brother and I were born in the 90s. So when I found this set, I had to get it. My brother is a TV enthusiast, to say the least. So this made a perfect present. 5 stars.